Yeah, hello guys. So I just want to break down today's Zero USD trade. I was in a video before I realized I was muted. So let's start over again. So the first thing we need to identify on the higher time frame is an inducement, and we can see price injecting this area right here. This is the price that this is the area that just got induced, right? Nice and fine. And then following that inducement, we can see consecutive inducements occurring, right? Inducement, price came down, trend line inducement. Consecutively like that, we had price coming into this level right here, inducing this level, making this guy as well the inducement. If we are to track the mitigations, this would be the OB. Do that in OB. And then moving forward, we had this as well as a mitigation point becoming an SMT, and then we had the sweep of liquidity at the top, making this guy right here seem to be an inducement as well. Now, normally I wanted to go for the old low, which was like this, because I assume this is like a trend line liquidity. But then it's good to also follow what the trend says, not just drawing lines and sketching etc. So we had mitigation of mitigation. Of course, if you don't understand what's how to find liquidity, you can as well just check some of my one of my video. So we had an inducement here, price went up. This is the OB. We had a mitigation here. You can see it bouncing from this box severally. So this is the liquidity point. Price came inside of here, giving a reaction. Price went up, created inducement of the high. We had like a change of character if we were to take it that way. This is like a change of character. Price went back up. Inducement, inducement, inducement. Continuous inducement, mitigation, inducement. And then price fell down into this area right here. But now, why did we consider the today's trade, right? It's as simple as ABC. When you have consecutive mitigations, it only means that what they later turn out to become a liquidity point. And as well, you can see right here, this is mitigating this guy, making this low a liquidity. And then you have another inducement at the low right here. All right. Since that's the case, the next thing to consider would be going into your lower time frames. What would I be looking for on my lower time frame or in my lower time frame? I'm looking for confirmation before I go into the trade. Now, the first thing I want to look for is a liquidity. All right. We can see price came back down, mitigating this guy right here. Fine. But we understand that it is coming from an inducement. So in this scenario, unless it looks like a trend line, there is no need for one to take it as a form of a liquidity. So this is going to be an OB, right? And then moving on, we had like a breakup structure right here. Price came back down, pushing price forward, and then built this level right here. So the first thing I was looking for is the liquidity points, and you can see it's occurred right here. This here being the start of the liquidity. So it mitigated into this OB and then this guy, and then we had the sweep. So this was where my entry was, like so. Oh, what's wrong with my mouse? Sorry, guys. Okay, so I was saying, come on, man, what's going on? Oh shit! Don't tell me this network stuff is starting again. All right, so this is basically where I took my long positions from, and my exit was so this was my first TP because of the liquidity. This was the second, This was the third. You can see mitigation right here. This was the third. And why am I doing that? It's because on the higher time frame, that inducement zone that I had marked was my zone to take my short. So I only took my longs into my OB. So right now, this seems to look like the inducement. And then I had marked here from this liquidity line to this OB as my next OB line. Then I took the trade from this low into this area right here. Okay, I think the network is back now. So let's go back to 1 minute. So this was the entry. I don't know, my long position is not working. Oh, it's my cat. Get your head off my mouse, bro. I'm sorry about me. So it's actually not in my cards, but yeah, so this was the position, entry here and exit here. And that was exactly how the trade played out. So yeah, if anybody has any question or anything like such, DM, drop a comment or whatever, and I'll be really happy to help out. So peace everyone.